What up, fish homies? I was thinking of changing it to what up, FishFinders? But I don't know, dude. I might keep the FishFinders one for the fishing guys and the fish homies for the aquarium people. Let me know what you think. Just thought of it today. I don't know how I just thought of FishFinders, calling you guys FishFinders. Anyways, everyone has YouTube names for their fans, and I don't have that many fans, but what do you guys who are out there think is better? What up, FishFinders? Or what up, fish homies? The aquarium business has been on the struggle. Right now we're moving everything to my house. We're jamming it in the garage, and it's probably for the better because everything will be in one place and we'll be able to change the tanks easier and everything. But I just thought I'd give you guys a little update on what's going on and why we haven't been making very many aquarium videos. I have plenty to show you today. Well, actually I kind of showed last time, but the fish are getting a little bigger, so we can check those out. Maybe I'll show you these guys eating. Alrighty, I'm gonna go put some of this Reptile in and give you guys a little time lapse of what it looks like when like 300 to 500 baby angelfish go ham. Alright, so you can see I put a little food on the top, so those guys are going for some top shot. But these guys down here, they love that Reptile. Sorry it's a little cloudy. I literally just did a 10-gallon water change like 30 minutes ago, but my nieces were here and they love feeding the fish, so I'm just gonna give them another water change tonight. This Reptile, I think it's called grub pipe. I forget exactly what it's called, but just look up Reptile fish food. It's super easy to make. Anyways, you can see these are like fished probably around a 1/4 inch, and they just grub that. Every pellet is surrounded by these guys going crazy. So that stuff you can make it, and it's like a gel thing and you can feed it right away if you have a lot of fish. But usually I just make a really big batch and I freeze it into a flat piece, and then I just break it up with a hammer and I throw in flakes in all my tanks. I mean, look at that. There's probably 30-40 angelfish right there on 2 little pieces. So you freeze it, drop it in, and it's good to go. The water looks dirty because, like I said, my nieces fed them a lot of flake. You can see kind of it in the background. But the Reptile actually keeps the water pretty clean. Like you can see, there's like probably around 300 to 500 baby fish in here. And I feed them a bunch. These ones were born on 6/13. They became free swimmers, I think, or that's when the eggs were laid. I always get that mixed up, but yeah, so what is it now, like a month later, maybe a month and a week or a month and a half, and they're already this big. Put my finger up to the glass so you can see how big they are. But I'll show you the parents, and then I have another surprise for different pets that I can show you guys. Yay! The bigger fish in here are from the same parents. They're the ones born on, I think it's at 6/22. So they're a little bit behind, but as you can notice, they look even a little bigger. It's because there is about half the amount, maybe even less than half, because I missed one feeding, just one feeding, when they were small, about the size of the ones in the jar, and about half of them died. So that was my first mistake. But then you can see there's another jar right behind them. And that probably has 300 to 500 babies in there too. This jar actually had like double the amount, but I left the air off when I was feeding them for about 45 minutes, and you're only supposed to do for about 20. So like a third of those guys died. I know I said a half, but it's probably more like a third. Anyways, those guys are about to be let out into a new tank when the parents lay their next batch of eggs. So here's the mom and dad. I know I've shown them before. They're both just from local pet stores. We kind of selectively pick the ones that look the nicest out of the not so nicest angelfish. Anyways, we had crazy problems. This is the female right here. We had crazy problems with her aggressiveness and we couldn't find her a mate. And then we got this guy and she was super aggressive with him at first, but eventually they just paired off and now they're like the best of friends or soulmates or whatever you want to say. You can switch angelfish male and female, but they do have problems with aggression. That's why in this tank everything looks all good. There's the male and there's the female in the front, the black one, but at first they were fighting just like the other one, so I put the plant in there and it gives them a little barrier so they can get used to each other. You don't really need to divide the tank. I've had problems doing that with them getting extra aggressive when I take the divider out. So those guys, and this guy will be moving to this 60 gallon. We figured out doing it in 20 gallons isn't the best idea. It's better to do it in a 60 gallon, let them pair off, then move them to 20 gallons. It's a lot easier to tell that way anyways. There you can see my favorite fish in the world just chilling back. Anyway, so yeah, these are the parents. They're probably about to lay eggs soon. It's probably been 6-7 days since the last time they laid eggs. Oh yeah, well I guess I can give you a little sneak preview. This should happen soon, but I don't know. I'm having a little problem, so I'm trying to fix it as well as I can, but there will be another rack with 2 60s on top and 4 20s on bottom, and that'll be for raising out. And then this section is gonna turn into all the breeder pairs, so gonna advance a little. And we have a 60 gallon stand right here that I think I will set up a shrimp display tank. So I don't really use the GoPro that much for aquarium videos. It's just because it always slips my mind, but I think you guys are in luck. I'm gonna do some GoPro footage of either the babies or maybe the discus, I'm not sure. But let me know what you think of the GoPro footage. Let me know if I can do any. I don't want to feed them while the GoPro's in there because that's just, I don't want fish food on my GoPro. I'm just a weirdo. I'm gonna try and find the coolest fish to put a little underwater footage in. Or I guess put the camera in the water to get underwater footage. You know what I mean, boys and girls. Anyways, I am gonna go do that now. I think I just took my shirt off, but it might have been off before. I freaking got it soaking wet like always. Working with fish, you get wet. Anyways, the discus, the big discus, I don't think like the camera very much, so I don't know how good that's gonna look. The baby ones and the ones in the jars are probably gonna look pretty cool, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never done this. But the next part does not have to do with aquarium fish. It involves reptiles. I finally got a shipment of rats in. All my reptiles have been breeding, so they haven't really eaten big meals since February. They've had like maybe 1 or 2 super small meals because they're not supposed to eat when they're pregnant because you lower the temperatures for some snakes and then they can't digest, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, here they are. Well, that's the box of rats. It's from Rodent Pro. If you ever need rats, they have pretty good prices. They always have like weekly deals. Just wait for one and you'll get hooked up. The shipping's a little weird how you pay for it, but they've never really screwed me. I've got a lot of rats from a lot of other places, and I've worked in the business myself selling reptile feeders, and these guys just seem to do the best. They've been doing it for a long time. Sometimes the prices can be a little higher than other places, but it's well worth it. So this is gonna be a little unboxing for you guys. Alrighty, here we go. Obviously they pack it really good. They put these huge staples in there and make it super hard to open. Ugh. I'm pretty weak, so if you're anywhere bigger than like a toddler, you can probably open this. Ugh. You can see the foam insulation. Make sure everything stays frozen. More insulation. This is dry ice in a bag so that it doesn't burn the products inside. And then, here we go. 20 medium rats. And another 20 medium rats. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll give you guys a little clip of them eating once they're done defrosting. Alright, so this is... Alrighty then. So this is how I defrost my rats. Got a bucket of boiling hot water. Well, it's not boiling, it's just the hottest temp on the bathtub. A lot of people defrost their rats inside bags so they don't get wet for some reason. I used to do that, I don't know why. But then I met a guy from DM Exotics named Dan Malari, and he just leaves his out overnight, I'm pretty sure. And then another person, I forget who it was. Oh, Viper Keeper, you can find him on YouTube. He has a lot of cool stuff if you like reptiles. Anyways, he defrosts his rats in hot water because that also gives the snakes, gets the snakes hydrated. So just make sure they're not too hot to the touch when you do it. But having them soaked in water is good because it gets them hydrated, like I said. My Woma pythons, I only give them water once a week because if their skin gets wet, they can get a condition. So this really helps. I feed them once a week, they get water once a week, so they're always hydrated. I've had them for years and never had one problem. Yummy. So I'm gonna drop 10 in there, and it usually takes like 15-20 minutes for them to defrost. And then I empty the water, put new clean water, and bada bing, bada boom, they're in the snake's belly. And I feed small rats and sometimes medium rats because they really don't need huge meals. I like to feed them just small meals and have them grow normally. I don't power feed because they get fat really fast and seem to be unhealthy. I have a Woma python that's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen, and I rarely feed her big meals. Like, I don't think I've ever fed her a large rat, and she's like 6-7 feet long. She usually gets 1 or 2 smalls a week. And my old boa that I had that was 90 pounds, she would get 1 large rat per week. And she was 90 pounds and she was not emaciated. I think I showed it in another video. But anyways, let's get these guys defrosted and in their bells. Alright guys, there's one more myth that I wanted to dispel, or whatever you call, just a myth that's not true. A lot of people say that your brine shrimp need light 24/7, but that is not true. I believe they just need heat. My fish room has been in the 60s and I have no problem keeping them alive. Anyways, the only time you need light is when you're trying to collect them at the bottom. It's hard to see because the light is so bright, but you can see they're all chunked up at the bottom and there's none at the top. The light just attracts them down, so it's easier for you to get them with your tube and feed them to your fish. So when I take away the light, you can see a little better. They're all at the bottom right there. So if you think you need a light for your brine shrimp, don't worry about it. Like I said, it's probably more about the temperature. If you're around like 70 degrees, they'll be fine. Like I said, I've raised them in the 60s and had no problem. They've always been in my garage. So anyways, don't believe everything everyone tells you. I shouldn't have said don't believe everything everyone tells you. I don't want to discredit anyone because there's a lot of people that say this that have been doing it for like 25 years and I've been doing it for like 5. So I'm just saying everyone has their own way of doing it, and to me this has worked. Always experiment. Maybe if you need one thing of brine shrimp, put 3. Try one without light and one with light and see which one works better. You want to save cost as much as you can if you're trying to do a business or a hobby. Even leaving a light on, you're going to have to buy more batteries, or it's going to cost more electricity. After 5-10 years of doing it, that adds up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars, when you can save so much by just putting a light on for 10 seconds compared to freaking 24 hours, I guess. Anyways, the rats should be done being defrosted, so I think the next scene you will see is the snakes eating. If you don't like to see that, turn away or just turn off the video. Last thing is we're changing our Instagram. I'm not sure what we're gonna call it yet, but yeah, so don't mind the other one, the FishFinders.ig. We're gonna start a new one, and it's gonna have aquarium and fishing. If you think that's a bad idea, let us know. Anyways, check out these snakes eating, or don't. If you don't check them out, peace out, fish homies or fish finders. Let us know what you like better. Otherwise, keep watching to see some snakes eat some rats. And they're already dead, so don't worry about it. They're frozen. They're just defrosting. They feel no pain now. Anyways, here it goes. Alright, sorry for the weird angle, I'm just lazy. And the Windex in front of the cage was because someone wants to buy him and I was giving him a size comparison. Anyways, long story short, I'm gonna show you this guy eating because he's usually the most aggressive, and then I'll give you a little time lapse of me feeding the rest. If you want a full feeding video and see every snake eat, let me know. I think it's a little boring, but maybe some people like watching snakes eat, so let me know, comment below, subscribe, bing bang boom. You can see him there, he's right at the front. He smells them, he knows what's coming. This is my Anery dwarf retic I got from Daniel Sauce about 3 years ago. He's for sale. His mate passed away, sadly, my only snake that's died. Anyways, if you want him, comment below. He's at least $250 though, so you better have deep pockets. Just kidding, but I won't sell him for cheap because I still like him. And that's how the old angry retic eats. He's about 6-7 feet. Dwarfs are usually pretty ornery. I take him out sometimes, but like I've had him for like 3 years and I've handled him like 3 times, so once a year. But I take care of him and blah 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 blah. Anyways, here's a time lapse of the rest of the snakes eating. You can check out all the rest of the animals I have in my past video. I showed them all. I have like a good amount of other stuff, so it's hard to put it into one video. But if you want to see more reptile videos, let me know. These guys jump out sometimes and try and get ya. So you might be in for a little surprise seeing a fish finder get smashed. And that's how you do it. One of them was in shed, so I'm not sure if she's gonna eat, but I'm gonna come back in 15-20 minutes, make sure she ate, and if she didn't, I'm gonna take the rat out and throw it away, because I need to keep my cages clean. Anyways, guys and girls, sorry for the weird shirtless video. It's super hot out here and I've been doing a lot of work. I'm sweaty everywhere. Anyways, like I said, like and comment below. Let us know what you want to see. We've been doing a lot of fishing videos. We're trying to cross over people that like fishing into aquariums and aquarium people into fishing. So I'm trying to do a little bit of both here, but the aquarium fell back a little bit. Anyways, I'm about to meet up with Taylor. We might go fishing tonight, maybe at Rat Beach, but we've been doing a lot of freshwater failures recently, so we're probably gonna have to hit up the old ocean blue. Anyways, peace out, fish homies, or peace out, fish finders. Let me know. Can't forget about Bubba, huh, buddy? Want the toy? Want the toy? Okay. Good boy. Bring it back. Sit. Sit. Drop it. Hey, sit. Sit. Speak. Speak louder. Speak. 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 Good boy. He's learning.